The UFC really needs to make up their mind on what constitutes an immediate rematch. This one is just going to be a rant, guys. Buckle up. So usually, at the very least, I will jot down some bullet points on what I want to say in these videos. Today, I'm going completely off script, as I'm a little bit angry at this point. But when did the UFC completely abandon protocol in the case of immediate rematches? I feel like there was once a time in the UFC where you got your immediate rematch if you were a dominant champion, no questions asked. Yet somewhere as we entered the entertainment era, that got shaky. And I remember the early days of the UFC. The biggest name champions in the world did not get their immediate rematch unless they had a solid resume underneath their belt. Even Matt Hughes, one of the most legendary champions in UFC history, had to win a fight before he got a rematch at the welterweight strap, the division which he had dominated. Yet on each occasion he lost his title, he had to win one before getting back in the title picture. And if you flash forward just a couple more years to the lightweight division, we began to start seeing the trend, with 3 consecutive lightweight champions having all of their title defenses, or almost all of their title defenses, predicated on the previous champions. Frankie Edgar would fight BJ Penn twice, Benson Henderson would fight Frankie Edgar twice. With both of them being the most dominant champions in the division at the time, it kind of made sense. Flash forward a couple more years again, and you had what is definitely to me was the beginning of the end, when Conor McGregor defeated Jose Aldo. And actually, do you know what? No, I won't even put that as the beginning of the end, because that pissed me off to no avail as well, and like any true MMA fan should have. Jose Aldo was undefeated for 10 years, and is still widely considered the featherweight GOAT. No immediate rematch. Chris Weidman loses his belt to Luke Rockhold just 10 minutes beforehand, and he is granted an immediate rematch for the following year. That fight did not go through, but the hypocrisy is ridiculous. So why am I even going on this rant in the first place? Well, Dana White has recently come out in the UFC 261 post-fight press conference to discuss the future of the strawweight strap. And in his post-fight interview, he believes that a rematch for Zhang Weili is the fight that makes sense. Why? Yes, she's had some spectacular fights, but she's also had 6 fights in the UFC. She is 5-1 in the UFC. She has had 3 fights as a champion and is 2-1 in those. She has defended her belt once. But Dana White will not come out and just say it, man. I want Zhang Weili to recapture her belt so I can still tap into that Chinese market. Look, we get it. One is terrifying you right now. It's a massive market over there. You need a Chinese champion to compete. But how can you say that is definitely that's the fight to make? How? Don't get me wrong. I am not saying that you should give this to Joanna. I made a previous video on what to do with Joanna Jedrzejczyk, and in my opinion, the only way you could have convincingly put her back in for the title would have been if Zhang Weili won. With Rose as the champion holding 2 wins over her, it's a hard sell for anyone. But Mackenzie Dern has just come off of a win and cracked the top 5. Marina Rodriguez is sat there. We are not far away from finding another contender. But if we were to go onto more egregious examples, under the same logic that Zhang Weili is being given another title shot, let's look at some other divisions. Robert Whittaker, why was he not given an immediate title shot? He was finished in 2 rounds. The first round was looking competitive until the end. Important to note here, Namajunas knocked out Zhang Weili within just over a minute, okay? Robert Whittaker didn't get his immediate rematch. 2nd round TKO, even though the fight was looking competitive up until the end of the 1st round. Tyron Woodley admittedly dominated over 5 rounds, arguably the best welterweight the UFC had seen since Georges St. Pierre. No rematch. Chris Cyborg at featherweight. How anyone can make the case that she did not deserve her rematch is beyond me. Even recently at heavyweight, the fact that Stipe was made to wait a year for his rematch with Daniel Cormier is fucking ridiculous. And I'm sure I'm not the only one who feels this strongly about this absolute fucking fiasco that we have going on with immediate title matches. Fair play, I can see why you gave one to Max Holloway. He did not have the dominant record that we thought everyone else did, but he lost a very close decision, and we all thought that Max was the new coming. Right, I'm just going on and think I'm probably getting angry here, so just let me know what you think in the comments, guys, and I'll catch you on the next one.